The set A has 3 elements, set B has 4 elements. Suppose if you have two sets, set A and set B. Suppose if there are only 2 elements, A, B, C here and D here. So injective means one-to-one. So how many one-to-one injective functions means one-to-one functions. So how many one-to-one functions are possible? So first is, if you write A, B, A and C, B and D, C, D. This is one possibility, right? A goes to C and C and D. Or the other possibility is A can go to D and B can go to C. So only 2 possibilities. The number of injective functions here is 2. Now suppose if I take 3 elements, A, B, C, and here D, E, F. So how many possibilities are there? So A, B, C, A to E, then B to E, then C to F. So A, B, C, if you take, one possibility is D, E, F. The next is you have to permutate this. That means you have to find out all the possible arrangements. So it may be E, D, F. So like that. So that be how many arrangements? There are 3 elements and 3 places. So it will be 3p3. That means 3 into 2. So it is equal to 6. So if there are 3 elements here and if there are 3 elements here, it will be 3p3. Suppose if you have 4 elements, the question here is A has 3 elements. So A has 3 elements and B has 4 elements, A and B. So A has 3 and B has 4 elements. Suppose you take A, B, C, and here take it as X, Y, Z, and suppose take it as U. So what are the various possibilities? You write A, B, C. One possibility is A goes to X, B goes to Y, C goes to Z. This is a one-to-one function, isn't it? So this is one possibility is X, Y, Z. That is one possibility. It can be X, Y and Z. A goes to X, B goes to Y, C goes to Z. The next possibility will be, can be Y, Z, X, or it can be U, Y, Z. It goes like this. So how many permutations are possible? So this is actually permutation sum because there are 4 things. Okay, there are 4 things and there are 3 places. So 4p3, 4 things, and you have 3 places to arrange. It is 4p3. That means it is 4 into 3 into 2, that is equal to 24. So the answer is 24. So in general, if n of A is m and n of B is having n elements, and make sure that n of B is always greater than, only then we can find the number, only then you can form a one-to-one function. N of B should be greater. So and the number of injective functions will be npm. The formula is npm. It is npm. Suppose if you have A and set B, A and B has less elements. A has 3 elements and B has only 2. So one you can put it here, 2 goes here, and what about 3? That means it is not even a function. You cannot put 3 here, because if I put 3 here or 3 here, it becomes a many-to-one function. It's not a one-to-one function. So if it has to be a one-to-one function, n of B should be greater than n of A. It can be equal also. Equal also is possible. So n of B should be greater than or equal to n of A. Okay, if it is less than, then we cannot form a one-to-one function. And number of one-to-one function, the formula is npm. Next question. the function is f of x is equal to 5x plus 4. The function is given like this. You have to find the inverse. Now to find the inverse, we have learned how to check an onto function. E is equal to 5x plus 4. You write 5x plus 4. You write x in terms of y. So 5x plus 4. So x will be y minus 4 by 5. This is actually the reverse, the inverse function. So if you want to write in terms of x, then you just change this y as x. It will be x minus 4 by 5. So this is how you find the inverse of a function. Just write x in terms of y, then write the final answer in terms of x. So this is the option, x minus 4 by 5. So this is the option. Okay. Z be the set of integers and R be a relation defined in Z such that A is related to B if A minus B is divisible by 5. That means A minus B is a multiple of 5. So that's what is given. A minus B is a multiple of 5. Reflexive. How it is reflexive? A is related to A because A minus A is equal to 0. 0 is a multiple of 5. It is reflexive. A is related to A. It is reflexive. It is symmetric also. This set of integers, they given set of integers. So if you say A minus, suppose if you take 5 and 10. If A is related to B, if 5 minus 10 is divisible by 5, 10 minus 5 is also divisible by 5. Both are integers. So if A is related to B, then B is related to A also. Therefore it is symmetric. It is transitive also. It is transitive also. Suppose if you take 5, 10 and 25. If A is related to B, 5 minus 10 is divisible by 5. 10 minus 25 is divisible by 5. 5 and 25 will be divisible by 5 only. If A is related to B and B is related to C, that means A is related to C. Therefore, it is transitive relation. Therefore, it is an equivalence relation. Now, the question is the relation partitions Z into dash pairwise disjoint sets. When you divide a number by 5, what are the remainders you get? You will get 0 as a remainder, you will get 1, get 2, 3 or 4. That's all. So what are the numbers that gives you 0 as a remainder? 5, 10, isn't it? 15. All these numbers, if you divide by 5, what do you get as a remainder? 0. What is the difference here? 10 minus 5. Is it divisible by 5? Yes. 15 minus 10, 20 minus 15, all these are divisible by 5. So this is one set of numbers. From the set of integers, all these plus or minus, all these will come here. What about numbers divisible by 5? It leaves a remainder 1, 6, yes, 11, 16, 21, etc. Now again plus or minus, okay, because set of integers. Now what about 11 minus 6? It is divisible by 5. 16 minus 11, divisible by 5. 21 minus 16, divisible by 5. Similarly here, if you take 7, 12, 17, 22, etc. What about here? 8, 13, 18, 23, etc. Here 9, 14, 19, 24, etc. So look at these numbers now. So there are 5 partitions here and they are all disjoint. All these are disjoint. You know what is the meaning of disjoint sets? All these are nothing common between these numbers. All these are disjoint sets, but it satisfies this relation. A minus B is divisible by 5. You take anywhere, just you take here 12 minus 7, it is divisible by 5. 17 minus 12, divisible by 5. 22 minus 17 divisible by 5. Similarly here 14 minus 9 divisible by 5. 24 minus 14 divisible by 5. So all these are divisible by 5. A minus B, it satisfies that relation divisible by 5, but it divides the set of integers into how many partitions? 5, and all are disjoint. So the R partitions, R means here the relation partitions the set Z into 5 pairwise disjoint subsets. If it is divisible by 7, there will be 7 pairwise disjoint sets. If it is 4, divisible by 4, if the question is divisible by 4, there will be 4 partitions. So if it is divisible by 4, you have the remainder 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. So 4. If it is divisible by 6, you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there will be 6 partitions. Because here it is divisible by 5, we wrote 5 pairwise disjoint sets. Let A is 1, 2, 3. The relation R is 1, 2. Is it a transitive relation? True or false? Is it transitive? Yes. Why? Condition doesn't exist. Condition if AB and BC exist, only then we can say AC, only then we have to check whether AC belongs to the set R. So this condition doesn't exist. Okay, the condition doesn't exist, therefore it is transitive. So it is true. Every relation which is symmetric and transitive is reflexive. Is it true? Give one example. Every relation which is symmetric and transitive. Just give a relation which is symmetric and transitive. For example, you can take A, B, C, then take AB, BA, AB, C, D. It's not reflexive because DD is not there. Is it symmetric? AB to BA also is it transitive? Yeah. So it is symmetric and transitive, but it is not reflexive. So it is not always true. So the answer is false. A relation S in the set of real numbers is defined as X is related to Y if X minus Y plus root 3 is an irrational number. So let us first check whether it is reflexive. So X is related to X. That means X minus X plus root 3. It is an irrational number. This is an irrational number. Therefore, it is reflexive. Symmetric. Suppose you take X is related to Y. That means X minus Y plus root 3 is an irrational number. So you take one example. X as 3. Take X as root 3 and Y as 5 or something. So this one, root 3 minus 5 plus root 3 is an irrational number, right? This is an irrational number. But if you reverse the relation, that is Y and X, if you substitute here X as Y, that means you just substitute X as 5 and Y as root 3 plus root 3, it is not an irrational number because the constant is root 3. So when you put Y as minus root 3, it is not an irrational number. Therefore, one example you gave, that is enough. So it is not symmetric. And transitive. So X is related to Y. Give an example and then you just see Y is related to Z. We have to check, is it always X related to Z? You can give X as root 3, Y as 2. So what do you get now? Root 3 X minus 2. That means root 3 minus 2 plus root 3 is an irrational number. Y and Z. So Y is 2, give Z as 2 root 3. So if I give it as 2 root 3, so we have given Y as 2. 2 minus 2 root 3 plus root 3 is an irrational number. Now you find x and z. X and z. That means you have taken x as root 3 and z as minus 2 root 3 plus root 3 is 0 is not an irrational number. So one example if you give, that is enough. That means x is related to y is related to z, but x is not related to z. Therefore, it is not transitive. So the relation is only reflexive. RB, the relational set L of lines defined by L1 is related to L2. If L1 is perpendicular to L2, then the relation is it reflexive? Is L1 related to L1? Can you say L1 is perpendicular to L1? No, L1 is not perpendicular to L1. So L1 is not related to L1. Okay, L1 is not related to L1, therefore it is not reflexive. Now, is it symmetric? If L1 is perpendicular to L2, then L2 will be perpendicular to L1. The relation is not reflexive, but it is symmetric. Is it transitive? So let us take these three lines, L1, L2. So here L1 is perpendicular to L2. Now L2 and L3 are perpendicular. L2 and L3 are perpendicular. Now can you say L1 and L3 are perpendicular? L1 and L3, are they perpendicular? They will be parallel. L1 and L3 are not perpendicular, they are parallel lines. So it is not transitive. So what is the answer? What is the option? It is only symmetric. Answer is D. Given triangles the sides, T1 is 3, 4, 5, T2 is 5, 12, 13, T3 6, 8, 10, T4 is 4, 7, 9. The relation is delta 1 is similar to delta 2. Triangles are similar. Which two triangles are similar? You can see that triangle 1 and triangle 3 are similar because the ratios are proportional. T1 and T3 because the ratios are proportional. Next one, given a set A is 1, 2, 3 and the relation R is 1, 2, 2, 1. The relation will be reflexive if 1, 1 is added. When will you say the relation is reflexive? You should have 1, 1. You should have 2, 2 and you should have 3, 3. If you add only 1, 1, it is not reflexive. Every element should be related to itself. So it is not reflexive if you add 1, 1. Now is it symmetric if 2, 3 is added? No. If you add 2, 3, the reverse pair 3, 2 should be there. So it is, you cannot make it symmetric by adding 2, 3. Symmetric if 3, 2 is added is not possible. If 3, 2 if you add 2, 3 should also be there. Is it transitive if you add 1, 1? Is 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2 should also be there. Then only it is transitive. So it is not transitive. None of the options are right. Because if you take 2, 1 and with 1, 2, the 2, 2 should also be there. So to make it transitive, 1, 1 and 2, 2 should be added. So none of the options are right. Next one, given a set A, an identity relation. See, you should know the difference between the identity relation and reflexive relation. Identity and reflexive. See, identity is, a relation is said to be identity relation if every element of the set A is related only to itself. Every element of the set A is related only to itself. Now what is reflexive? A relation is said to be reflexive if every element of A, every element of A is related to itself. It can be related to other elements also. It is related to itself, that's very important. It is related to itself and maybe to other elements also. For example, for for this identity relation is, it is AA, BB, CC. Nothing else should be there. It is related, every element is related to itself only. Reflexive, this should be there. It is related to itself and it can be related to some other element also. This is reflexive. You can write AC also. So that is, A is related to A and also to C. It is related to itself and it can be related to other elements also. So this is reflexive. Now identity we can have only one. Identity is unique, but reflexive you can have any number. Okay, and instead of AC you can have CA, or you can have the full set. So identity is unique, but reflexive is not unique. So here, which is the identity relation? Which is the identity here? AA, BB, CC. This is not identity, this is reflexive. AA, BB, CC, AC is reflexive because it is related to C also. Option is B.